So let's get right into this. I'm really excited to do this video, and if you've seen other Fumi Vapor Challenge videos, you kind of know what's going on. But if you don't, here's a little rundown. There's multiple companies in this, but the main company kind of spearheading this project is Fumi Vapors, or Fumi Vapors. These are the guys who made the LJ4A, the Liberty and Justice for All, and the Gang Mod. So, you know, they're not just a company trying to make extremely high-end mods that have questionable designs and different things like that. The more I've gotten to know Joe Brown from Fumi Vapor, he just seems like a very genuine guy, and it's good stuff. So this video is brought to you in way of TJ Vapes, and I want to give a big shout out to TJ Vapes, Trevor Jones. I love that dude to death. I wish we lived close by, because we would have a bromance, and we would have you know, bro nights probably once a week, just, you know, shooting some pool, you know, having a brew or something. But he challenged me to do this, and then Joe Brown from Fumi Vapor reached out to me to get me the products to do this. So let's just crack right into it. I have some notes and stuff just to talk a little bit about it. That way I can kind of stay on track and I don't ramble. Yeah, I ramble way too much. So the main thing is there's going to be 6 starter kits, and on top of these starter kits, you're going to have some companies that have donated some great juice, and I've tried a good amount of these. I haven't been able to try everything. You know, these are some cards. You have Spice Masters right there. Serrano. Haven't really tried Serrano. I have tried Trippy Drips. So Trippy Drips is in on this also. So all of these companies have donated juice for these starter kits, and it's a beautiful thing. It's definitely a beautiful thing. It's, you know, it's close to about $170 worth of products. 30 blend, right there, 30 blend. Fumi Vapor has some great juice too. There's a, you know, and juices all over the place, man. There's some stuff from these companies that I don't enjoy, but there's some that are definitely really good. Daily Dose has some great stuff also. So yeah, that's just a little bit about the companies. I set that aside. But the biggest thing is, as this initiative is pulling together, we want to bring vapors together with smokers, because the majority of us, we were smokers, or we still are, and we're trying to quit, or we know people. You know, we're vapors now, and we know people that are still smoking, and it's hard to not just be this vaping evangelist and just like go and be like, why are you still smoking? Please, I want you to quit. I found a better solution, and I'm able to get my nicotine satiation. I'm able to you know, get off of the stinkies, you know, and I hate using the term stinkies, but that's just what it is. And I'm trying to keep it short, but so going back to this starter kit, I just want to show you a little bit about, you know, the stuff before we actually talk about how this works. So Fumi Vapor has this thing called the Fumi Taste. So it looks a lot like the iTaste, the VV3, and it's going to have a clearmizer in it. And these are not going to be your high-end. This is not going to be a high-end starter kit, you know, because I started off on something just like this right here, just like that. Started off on something like that. Then I moved up to like a Pro Tank, you know, and that's all I needed at the time. I just needed something to let me reduce my you know, traditional tobacco intake, something to just get me off of that, and so that's very cool. Looking on the inside, just like your iTaste VV3, I still have one of these that I use every once in a while with an Ego style device. Charger, you know, you got your clearmizer right there. And again, it's not going to be a super high-end device, but it's going to get the job done. You got puff counter, short protection, over discharge protection, you know, superior battery life. What was the MAWs on this one? I can't remember what the MAWs were on this one. 800 mAh, it's decent, you know, and if you're only going to be pushing out an ohm, you know, that's plenty of battery life. So it's definitely a cool thing. It's definitely a cool thing. So that is essentially your, this is what the starter kit's going to be. We're also going to include I Believe in You. And, kind of go into something personal in my life. I've struggled with, I guess you would call it obesity. I guess you would call it obesity if you want to call that. Bad life decisions, slow metabolism, that type of stuff. And at one point in my life, I was 450 pounds. However that translates to European numbers. And the problem is I stopped believing in myself. And this, food is an addiction just like nicotine and cigarettes are an addiction, and you can be addicted to that. And it wasn't until somebody actually gave me something like this and actually started working with me to help me lose that weight. It wasn't until I actually felt like I was empowered by somebody, because I could give myself enough, it's hard, I'm kind of rabbit trailing, but I think it needs to be said, you're not going to be able to fix somebody. The person who helped me lose weight didn't fix me. I fixed me, but they empowered me. They walked alongside me. They helped me. So that's just, personal story myself. And to that, I would say that, I've been able to keep off 150 pounds for almost 3 years now. And it was because I had people walking alongside me, encouraging me, not shoving it down my throat, not saying that you're a fat ass and you need to lose weight and stuff like that. Just encouraging me every step I took to quit something that I was addicted to. The problem I had with food, that's what they helped me with. I did it on my own. I'll take 100% credit for that. But it wasn't without that little nudge from another person. And I think we can all relate to that. We can all come back and say that there's things in our life that we've tried to get over. Maybe it's a spouse, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a father, a daughter, a son, somebody that helps us through life when we're having a hard time. And, those people who want to quit cigarettes and they're trying really hard, and I'm one of them. I struggled so long with cigarette addiction and trying to quit it. And it wasn't until, I had a little bit of encouragement from a friend, showed me a vapor product. My brother helped me out, and it was just a beautiful thing to have somebody help me out with that. And so that's why I feel like, it's sentimental. And, there's a lot of people that'll be a hard ass and be like, oh, that's stupid that you're doing that. But, some people vibe on that. Some people vibe on that. And it's a good thing. So where am I going with this? Anyways, all of these juice companies have donated a tremendous amount of juice. Very good juice. This is not subpar juice. This is some good quality stuff. You got tobacco flavors, fruit flavors, menthol flavors. You have, cereal flavors, custard flavors. You have everything in there just to let somebody check it out and to figure out what they need to quit smoking. We all know we finally found something that satiated enough to make us get off those cigarettes and to start vaping. So that is where we're at now. I don't have the bottles with me right now. You saw those companies right there. You saw the starter kit. Now, where do we go from here? Where we go from here is, if you have somebody in your life that that smokes traditional cigarettes, smokes cigarettes or has a tobacco addiction, they dip, whatever it is, and they want to quit, or you want to just nudge them and say, hey, here, I have this starter kit for you, and no judgmental outlook on it. Don't be like, you're a terrible person. Here's the starter kit. Be genuine about this. And it's easy to be genuine about it when you're looking at somebody you really care about. So, what I would say is, write me an email, cloudy.vape@gmail.com, cloudy.vape@gmail.com. I'll put it in the description box below. And just write me a story about that person. Let me know, what they're struggling with, if they've tried to quit, whatever's going on, and just give me the details. And be very sincere. It doesn't have to be a long letter. I just keep burping. Sorry about that. But just explain to me who it is, why, when, what, and just give me details. So go ahead and email me, and I would say don't get too personal in it. You can, but I'll try to translate differently. If you want to just send it exactly genuine, a very genuine email, go ahead. But just so you know, the actual final 6 winners, so not the first 6, but yes, I guess the first six people who basically email me, just send me a story. Send me a story about someone that needs this. I just look at it like if we as vapors are really all about getting off cigarettes and completely abolishing cigarettes, completely stifling out tobacco as a whole, then we should be passionate about this, and we should help others, and we should help people get into this and to get off, something that will kill them. So that is just my thought. But basically, send an email, give me your story, let me know about the person, but I will be reading that email on a video on YouTube. So if you want me to leave names out, just note that. I'll go ahead and leave names out and stuff, but all I'm saying is whatever you write, I'm pretty much going to read. So send it as if you know that's happening. I don't want anybody to be offended by what I read. If you are, confiding in me in something, or you're telling me something personal, I don't want you to be offended that I'm reading this on YouTube. I just want the impact to be there. I want people to know where this is going to and why it's going to and who it's going to and different things like that. And, hopefully there's a follow-up. Hopefully that person who sent that out and that person who's giving it to somebody, there'll be a follow-up. And, this video is going on a little long now. But yeah, I mean, that's that. So first 6 people, just email me, cloudy.vape@gmail.com. Send me your story. Let me know who you want to give it to. I want to give a big shout out to all these companies. I want to give a shout out to Fumi Vapor for just setting up this initiative. I want to give a shout out to Trevor Jones for challenging me. And last but not least, I'm going to challenge 2 other reviewers. I want to challenge So Much Vape and Vaping with Vic. Vaping with Vic. I'm sorry, Scotsman. I still love you, Vic. Vaping with Vic. Vaping Vic. My co-host from the Let's Vape podcast, and So Much Vape. As I've gotten to know those guys a little bit more, I really see their passion in this and what they really are in it for and what they really want to do with this movement. It's a hobby for them, just like it is for me. But, when the camera's off, when we're not recording and I get to talk to these guys, they're just very, very genuine. Dan and Adam from So Much Vape, they're just, they've helped me a lot through life in the little bit of time I've known them. Same thing with Vic, Vaping Vic. They've helped me out a lot, and they're very genuine people, and I just would love to see their twist on this and love to see that spread out to their their channel and people they know, because I think it's very crucial that we as vapors back up this initiative and any other initiative like this. I believe there was another one, sponsor a smoker. It's a very important thing. And I'll just wrap it up now. I'm gonna have a little vape because I'm ranting too much. So, all the juice companies I mentioned, Daily Dose, 30 Blend, Trippy Drips, Spice Masters, Serrano, all you guys, Fumi Vapor, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. And that is all. So, I'm looking forward to those emails, and we'll talk about the winners, the people we're going to be sending it out pretty soon. That's all, and I'm going to wrap it up.